Hi guys, my name is Catherine
And I'm Ibrahim.
and we are the
Mikawis.
In this video, we are going to talk about how we got married here in Abu Dhabi, UAE. We will tell you all the requirements step by step, all the documents, the fees, as well as share with you our timeline during that time when we were still processing all the documents.
As you may not know, I'm a Muslim and Catherine is a Catholic. So we got married in a Muslim traditional way here in Abu Dhabi.
So first things first, what you did when at that time where you want to know what are the requirements for us to get married.
So what I did is I went to the judicial department in the courts in the marriage court section and inquired on the necessary documents that is needed. And what they told me is that first of all, for both parties, we will need a medical fitness certificate for marriage. We will need 2 personal passport size photos. We will need Emirates ID original and photocopy, and passport original and photocopy, and also the photocopy of the visa. We will also need 2 Muslim witnesses to be able to be present during the marriage with a copy of their Emirates ID and original as well. From the woman's side, she needs to have a male representative from her family to be present during the wedding. Her brother could not be able to attend the wedding, so what he has to do is he has to write an authorization letter, first of all to agree that Catherine can get married, secondly to state the reason why he couldn't show up, and thirdly to assign another male representative, which could be Catherine's male friend, to be her representative during the wedding instead of him. We also have to have the death certificate of her father in order to prove here in the court that he's actually passed away. Now, also another thing that is required is to show that Catherine has never been married. You have to have a certificate of singleness from the Philippines attested by the embassy stating that yes, Catherine has not been married in the records in Philippines.
In short, that one is what we called Sinomar in Philippines, Certificate of No Marriage. So all these documents mentioned has to be authenticated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Manila, Philippines, and after that it has to also be authenticated by the UAE Embassy in Philippines.
So once you get the documents here in Abu Dhabi, you have to go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the UAE and then get them stamped, and then you have to legally translate all the documents into Arabic language and then get them stamped by the Ministry of Justice.
So I went to Philippine Embassy and they gave me a checklist for the documents that I have to gather, and they have this form called LCCM, or the Legal Capacity to Contract Marriage, for a Filipino intending to marry a non-Filipino. So here are the requirements. You have to have the duly accomplished LCCM form, which it can be downloaded from the Embassy of Philippines here in UAE website. You have to have the DFA authenticated PSA birth certificate, a DFA authenticated Sinomar, which is from PSA as well, then your passport, and finally 2 recent photos, passport size. So these are the requirements for your non-Filipino fiancé. Number 1, birth certificate. Number 2, certificate of no marriage or certificate of singleness. So these 2 documents has to be authenticated by the applicant's respective embassy and has to be also authenticated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs here in UAE. If in case the said documents is not written in English, it has to be legally translated before they will stamp it for you. Number 3, you also have to provide them a copy of your passport and 2 recent photos, passport size. So now I will tell you what I personally did to gather all these documents. And of course, I will not be able to finish all of them without the help of my mother, who's in Philippines. So let me share with you our timeline when we were still processing all the documents. So in December 5, 2018, we started the processing of the documents. First things first, I have to secure an SPA. This is a special power of attorney stating that I am letting the DHL to process my documents for authentication to Department of Foreign Affairs in Manila, and it has to have a jurat as well, and this cost me 100 dirham, and you'll be able to get it after 7 days. So in December 12, I was able to get my SPA with the jurat. So I sent it immediately to mom via M-Post, which I paid 60 dirhams. After 2 weeks, my mom received the documents. All the documents that my mom gathered, she went to DHL and sent it for authentication to DFA. She paid 2,500 pesos for each document. Now, what I did wrong is that I didn't know that the UAE Embassy has to have a stamp in my red ribbon document. By the time mom received the red ribbon documents, then she sent it again for stamping to UAE Embassy in Manila, and that took us like a longer period of time to complete all the documents. After all these, my mom sent all the documents from Philippines to here, and she paid 3,000 pesos. After that, we went to Philippine Embassy to submit all the papers, and I paid 100 dirham for this one. Then we went to Ministry of Foreign Affairs for stamping, and I paid 150 dirhams each document. Now remember, these documents are written in English, so we have to have it legally translated, and we paid 75 dirhams for each document for it to be translated from English to Arabic. So after all the documents has been translated to Arabic, we then went to Ministry of Justice and have it stamped. We paid 200 dirhams for the 4 documents. So the 4 documents that we have it stamped in Ministry of Justice is my certificate of singleness, my father's death certificate, and my brother's letter stating that he is authorizing my friend Jerson to be there in the wedding in behalf of him. And what was the other one document?
I think it was your birth certificate also.
So yeah, we have it also stamped by the Ministry of Justice, my birth certificate, just in case.
So after all this, I went back to the marriage court in order to ask them what is the next process. And when I was there, I gave them all documentations that we had to let them check if everything is okay or if anything else is missing. So once they approved everything, they gave us 2 choices. First of all is either you want to get married in the court or you want to get married outside the court. Now, to get married inside the court, you don't need an appointment. You can just walk in. The fees is 300 dirhams, and the imam will be there. You will do the procedures and you sign the contract. And if you don't have any 2 male Muslim representatives there, you can just get anyone from the area who's available to just be an eyewitness.
So since in our case we chose to get married outside the court, so Ibrahim will tell you how much we paid.
We paid for outside the court. You have to pay 800 dirhams. Now outside the court, you have to make an appointment. So you have to go to the Judicial Department website, go to the marriage link, and then from there you have to go to appointment for outside marriage. There you will find a list of available imams where you can click on whichever one you want, and then once you click on it, they will send you a verification SMS that this imam is available, his mobile number and everything, and the imam will get back into contact with you, or you can contact the imam, and then you can discuss on the timing and the specific day that you're going to get married to see whether he's going to be available for that.
And of course, the venue of your wedding. He
has to know where it is. Yeah. So if he's not available, he will advise you to go back and make another appointment with another imam because he cannot be able to come, which happened to me because I booked with one person and then he was not able to come because he traveled. So I had to go back and book another appointment with another imam.
So that's it. I know it is such a pain in the ass to collect all these documents. For us, we were so frustrated also in gathering all these documents. It wasn't easy, but I'll tell you, it's all worth it. And you just really have to take it step by step, gather each document one day at a time. And by the way, we didn't tell them about how we did our medical fitness certificate.
Oh yeah, for that one you have to go to any like family clinic. Like we went to one related to in Seha, it was in Benya's medical clinic, I think it was Batin medical clinic, sorry.
So we went to Batin Medical Clinic to secure our marriage medical fitness certificate.
Yeah, you just tell them that you're going to get married, so you want to make a citizen marriage health checkup for that. So they'll know what to do. You pay. I think how much was the fees for that one? I think 390 something for the male and then 400 and something for the female.
So to be exact, for Ibrahim, he paid 382 dirhams, and for the woman, I paid 434. So why it's more expensive? I don't know for women, but that's how it is. And you will be able to get your result after maybe 5 days, because we did that March 7, we were able to get the result March 12.
Yeah, I think it's a week. Now also after you finish your marriage, by signing the contract, everything outside, the marriage certificate will be delivered to you by the impost. So they will give you a call and then they'll deliver it. So you don't need to go back to the marriage court in order to collect it physically. They'll send it to you by mail.
So I think that's pretty much it. If you still find it confusing and difficult, please don't hesitate to comment down below your questions, and we will try our best to recall and remember to give you an answer to your queries. I hope this video will help you and at least enlighten you somehow, and will make your application or your process easier. So do you have tips? Because for me, I think that time when we got engaged, we right away set a date on when we want to get married. So
yeah, don't do that. Finish your documents, and then when you're relaxed and everything is okay, you got them verified by the court, then you set your date and time.
Yeah, because it's very unpredictable when will you be able to finish your documents. But that's just for us. We set a date, and then it just made us frustrated because we couldn't finish the documents before that. So might as well don't set a date yet. Finish your documents, have them properly done, and then that's the time that you search or you set your date for your wedding.
Exactly.
So that's it. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button
and the little bell over there.
Yeah, notification bell, just so you will be notified whenever we post a new video. And please comment down below if you have more clarifications. We will be very happy to help if as much as we can. Bye bye.